What is up, guys? Welcome back. I'm looking for advice. I'll tell you, I've been negotiating. We made a deal, so I'm driving up to the state line for a Micron vacuum gauge. 44 miles to go. Think we got it in the tank? The first thing everybody does on a gas burner is change the fuel filter. The first thing they always do is come back. Well, I already changed the fuel filter, still does it. The condenser and the evaporator core are $3,000 each. We cruise off into the sunset, get us a vacuum gauge. Damn, guys, it's 309 back there for fuel. I should have drove something bigger. All right, I bought these two gauges right here. Digital vacuum gauge. This is JB. It's half of a valve core remover. Battery works. That's a lot of Freon we're putting in that bus. What is up, guys? Welcome back. We're going into AC World right now. So I went around on Marketplace, locally, shopping around, looking for all the AC tools. I decided to go ahead and gamble. We bought almost everything from Amazon. It's all Chinese crap. It might all be junk. That was a gamble I was willing to take. You can buy brand new in the box from Amazon, cheaper than you can buy on Marketplace. We got a single stage vacuum pump. Got some weight to it. It's kind of heavy. What else we got? These were $12. Cheapest ones I found in the entire city, $22 for one. Okay, I got 3 different brands of core removal tools. So allow me to take the valve core out and still hook to it. Now I got 3 of these guys so that I can move them all over the place in the bus. And I got 3 completely different brands. Try to keep these straight, because if one's a piece of crap, I'd like to know it. That service wrench for underneath that cap right there. I think I got one just for nothing. Nobody on Marketplace was gonna give me a free service wrench. Chujo. Got some caps and stuff in there, some Schrader valves. Comes with a core removal tool. Adapter, probably 5/16. Mini split. Another one. TIG Bear. They look about the same. Yep. The end is magnetic on that one. I got 3 of these because I have 3 things I want to connect, 2 vacuum gauges and a vacuum pump. That might be a problem. I've got some nitrogen hooked to it. Look at this low side valve. That is back seated and the jam nut is tight. About 160 pounds in there. That's very promising though. We would have to rely on that cap to hold the refrigerant in. Yeah, I don't think so. See better with the phone than I can with my eyes though. We're diving into AC World on this Prevost bus here. This is a 2003 H341. AC worked good last year when we bought it. Went to pull it out this year and AC light came on low on refrigerant. Appears to be low on refrigerant. I rummaged up some tools, service manual, and I'm refreshing myself with the AC system on this bus. I say refreshing myself. I'm trying to learn. You know, the first thing I actually studied was the principles of air conditioning operation. The suction line, the liquid line, and refrigerant tank, and blah, blah, blah. All this. At least 4 electronic shutoff valves. I had some hot water. I started cleaning all of this and scrubbing it. Because before we mess with all these connections, like I got a new air dryer coming from Prevost. Look at all this dirt on top of here. Had it like a 99 or an older bus, a conversion kit. If you did it on your own, it was mounted on the wall. This is a 2003, so Prevost went ahead and mounted this. The reason why I'm telling you all that is because we have our sight glasses now are over here, very, very uneasy to get to because you can see where they're at. I can't see anything. This thing is kind of a weird setup how it comes out. Is it hitting right there? Almost. That's about as far as we can go with it. So this is the condenser right here this way. This mimics the unit that's on the front of your vehicle. See those 2 big lines right there? Those are 1.5-inch lines. Back one, I think, is our suction. Let's look. Okay, now we'll come back here at the back. The suction line, that is not it. That is the pressure line. That's the output of the compressor, whatever word you want to call it, is right there. So that's on that side of the bus. This is the suction line right here coming out of the low side. It'll go up, this big one right here. And then 90. Look at the zip tie holes in it. That's not good. Up and out that way. We got to worry about holding vacuum there, holding pressure there on those. That's a long run. That's about 17 feet. of 2-inch line. That's a lot of refrigerant holding in there. So let's run down the chain of events of what I did. I saw this high side cap right here. Okay, where's the low side? Low side cap. So I got my AC machine and I hooked up to the high side and the low side. Didn't touch the stem on the valve at all. You take this cap off right here. Did not change any state of this, so it was backseated. So since I didn't touch it, I got essentially nothing out of there. But I hooked to this one when I very first hooked to it. And I got 2.5 kilograms out of it. What is that, 4 or 5 pounds, something like that? Great, so it holds 24 pounds, so I got 5 pounds out of it. These valves right here, to manually open those or apply voltage to them. Take that Phillips screw out and then take the cover off. I haven't done it yet. If I would not have hooked to this, I would have got nothing. So it was very restricted. So I was probably pulling it through the valve plate here, or whatever you want to call it, for the essential cylinder head. These are 3 cylinder heads pretty much. It's a 6-cylinder motor. I need to take off this service valve is what it's called, an 05G service valve. And it's like 300 bucks and you'd have to heat it and solder it. I mean, they sell the individual bearings from Prevost for all of this stuff. Underneath there, is there a plunger that can be dismounted and then replace the stem? Because the packing nut won't even spin off of here. So I guess I'm gonna take a file maybe or something and clean this up so that I can get the packing nut physically all the way off. Maybe a new packing nut might help, but right now my plan is to hook to the system, leave this in the operating state and not even touch here. Just hook somewhere else. We might be looking at a shaft seal too, I don't know. It looks pretty dirty under there, but I have washed this. See that? But it's actually kind of designed to leak. The oil is a fail-safe and it's got little channels that the oil runs in, hopefully before the refrigerant leaks, is what they were saying. Another big problem I got is this sight glass. I can't see it. I haven't tried to take it off. Obviously I haven't worked on none of these before, so I don't want to cobble hell that, but I'd like to have it a lot cleaner. They make a special tool. I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, so back in this bay here, the condenser bay, there are 2 more valves there. Now I was gonna look and see if those might be manually closable, and it does not look like it. But they have ports on the side of them. There's also a service port here. Let's get back to here. The one on the right is the suction line. Okay, let's follow this. You know, you could say that that doesn't look very good, that looks like that could be a leaker. Oh, very much so. Very, very much so. Wow, look at that line. It's covered with crap. The suction line's going right there. That's going back to the compressor to be repressurized. Now, if you look there, it goes in and it tees off twice, 3 times. It's going here to the evaporator core. That's gonna actually cool. Comes back from the evaporator core. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute, coming back from it, because we're still on the suction side here. Look, we got a T here that goes down, around, and then we've got a shut off. That shut off goes to the upper racks, what they call the parcel racks. See the service port right there? So we can hook to that, up that back line, curves around, comes this way and disappears up into the floor. And we can service those by shutting that valve and shutting that valve off, and then we essentially have 2 connections, one pretty much high side and low side. So that will let us service the top, which those are open right now, so Freon's flowing through there. Line's coming off and we just chase this one down here. Okay, so let's keep going up, and that one. All right, that little guy's going up and making a right. And going all the way up to the front, because it has a whole other AC system in the front just for the driver. Some of these buses will have another pulley right here, and they'll have an AC compressor that only runs the driver's area up in the front of the bus. So I don't have that. This seated coach, you turn on the driver air and it does not engage the main AC compressor. It only engages the driver one. All right, just for visual sake, let's come over here and let's look at the evaporator core. That's actually the heat. That's the radiator. This is the cold side, the closed system, the filtered side. The side over there just blows air straight out back into the atmosphere because it's the condenser. This right here is cold. This is the metered air. You try to open this bay door right here, it will suck it shut and hold it shut by vacuum when this thing is running. It's actually pretty freaking crazy. This has a Webasto heater on it, a coolant circulating pump. Those are coolant lines, those are not refrigerant. This is the blower that's supposed to blow all the cold air. The owner's manual does give you detailed procedures for what to hook to. I've got the power shut off. This needs a lot more cleaning. I might just hit that brush. I've already cleaned it a little bit. It's kind of shiny. That's not wet, that's dry. It's just shiny. There's a lot of stuff going on here. The AC worked. It's not like we're dealing with an electrical component that's messed up. All right, so in here we've got the battery bay. That is a Freon line right there. So it passes through here. And there's a service procedure that has us putting jumpers on this box right here. It's kind of dirty. Ether start. Engine run signal. There's lights in every bay too. I just had the power shut off. Oh, we got an access panel down here. Oh my God, I wonder if that's DPF access. I've never taken this off. This is dirty everywhere. Because there's a DPF that was added. I bought this truck from Southern California. They added it. That's about a dirty son of a gun right there. I'll tell you what, let's set these up here. Oh, right there. Wow, I'm loving that. I've never even seen in here before. Let's just look, is that the DPF? Or is that just a muffler? What's going on with this? That looks like that got odd, doesn't it? EGT probe going up. I'm sure it's working very well. Up and over and into there. Everything that is a part is bolted on. All their relay boxes and all their things that hold components. I mean, they might have wiring zip tied, but they have no components zip tied. So that'll tell you right there, the DPF stuff was added aftermarket. Cleaning the connections, cleaning everything up because that dryer can't stay. Anytime we do anything in the system, it's just good practice to remove and replace the dryer. A moisture detector. I don't want to touch too much because I'm getting it dirtier. I haven't even looked at it for myself. That is a moisture detector. Caution, what does it say? Zoom in there a little bit. Dry is purple. It looks kind of freaking broken, doesn't it? Wet is red. Blue is dry. Do you even see any color in there? These receiver tank sight glasses, because I actually haven't seen them yet either. I'm stepping down in here. We can just look at them together. I don't know what to say about that. I can't really see it very good anyways. We've got these two valves here too on the receiver tank. Is there yeah, this is just a high and a low side connection. We could hook two here, mid-seat those valves, and that should open up this half of the system. Okay, tell me, fill me in here. Those of you following me, we've got both sides of the receiver tank going into the condenser. What's going on in there? Because there's 4 lines going into the condenser. Okay. If I mid-seat those valves, then the tank will be connected to the lines and it'll be connected to the service port. Right now the tank is connected to the lines, but the service port's blocked off. Now once we move that valve, once we mid-seat it, which would be tightening it down a little bit, like 3 turns. Quarter turn is what they actually say, but I'm wondering if I can just get those valves open. I think that's called a liquid solenoid valve. I'd like to get more than 3 kilograms out. It's supposed to have 11. So I am hoping that if I open up these liquid solenoid valves, whether that's what those are or the ones on the back, these guys right here, like these 2 are adjustable. Now, if I open those 2 up, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me that I should be able to change it here because I hooked to there. I did go mid-seat that valve and hooked to both of them also. And I pulled a vacuum on them. I'm telling you that because I'm looking at this back half of the bus as it's already been recovered. There's nothing in it, and it'd be very easy to just turn the wrong valve. In theory, should have about 7 more kilograms of Freon in this entire system. But I'm also thinking I want to change this compressor oil. There's a procedure to it because the crankcase of the compressor it's the low side of the system. We're not ready for that yet to actually add oil. I want to get some pressure in it. Oily and collecting crap. It would be all kinds of oily and collecting crap, kind of like that line does right there. That line looks like very, very suspect to me. It does not look good at all. I don't see no shutoff, so how could those valves have stopped me? Even these little solenoid valves here, I should have been able to have access all the way to this condenser. Because these lines, I mean, they don't have no shutoffs in them. It's just a straight line, and I was vacked on those lines. So if that is the case, this one, damn, and that one. That one's going all the way. There's no big shutoffs on the low side either, going all the way into the evaporator core. That probably means this system actually is empty. Right now, it's kind of cool now, not real hot. Let's clean some of this stuff off because we don't know where we're going to be working. See that, 24 volt. What about this other one? Yeah, 24 volt. Okay, so I need to shoot 24 volt in both of those. That should open them, right? And then just recover from the very back, but I can't recover from the very back because that low side is leaking. So that would be put a new valve in it. Do any of you guys know if I take this suction service valve off of this 05G compressor, can I replace the stem and the packing nut on the service valve without having to solder the line onto the new service valve? Can you guys know that? And then how about these plugs up here on top? Can those be manually opened by taking that screw out, taking the cover off? Okay, and also when we have both service valves, high and low, mid-seated with the lines hooked up, we evacuated, got 3 kilograms and vacked it. I did not touch the valves at all. That one or that one I did not touch. I only touched the thread in service valves, which should have connected it to those lines. Which in turn comes back here. So these big service lines are now going into the condenser with no shutoff. Through the tank, through everything, except we have these 2 shutoffs right here. Now if those 2 are not energized also when I vacked the back, do you think there's refrigerant inside of this system here, or is it completely empty? Full of questions. I'm researching them, so I figure let's just put this up. Any of you guys out there have insight into test procedures? Should have all the tools needed to do anything. Not sure about fixing leaks though. Fixing leaks is going to be hell, or even finding the leaks. Okay, so this just has me a little gun shy because there's 24 pounds. It's like $300 with a Freon. So if I shoot the Freon in, I got 1 tank left. I have 1 tank of Freon too. So I really don't want to shoot it in there and be wasteful because I skipped something, missed a step. I feel like I'm trying to learn a new industry here. I'm studying on it. I'm in freaking class. Yeah. So do you think this AC system is empty right now, knowing that these valves and where the position is? Is it empty? Would you go ahead and hook down there to the king valve and to the other valve on the collection tank, the receiver tank? And if everything we touch starts leaking from this point on, that's going to be a freaking drag. Because that valve right there, I mean, I can replace that valve, I can order it, and it's about $350 some odd dollars. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. 6 of them on this bus. So, damn it. If it'd been low for a while and all they've been doing is shooting Freon in, it would probably only shoot it in at the low side. Just crank that up, and it wouldn't take too many times to forget to loosen the packing nut. And then go ahead and spin the main shaft. Look, it doesn't look so good, does it? It's curtains from there. I want to pull this off, see if I can get that stem out and basically refurb that service valve from the inside. Once I do that, I need a new gasket. So I haven't gotten a gasket yet either. I want to go taking it apart if I ain't got the way to put it back together. All these systems on here, this is not something that I'm in the actual turning wrenches and replacing the parts is nothing. It's learning what wrench to turn and where to turn it at and how far to turn it. So please stay tuned, tune in, comment. You got any insight? I'm all for it. I'll listen to it. I would love it. Go ahead and shoot me down, tell me I'm doing it all wrong. I'm all for it, for sure. You see anything concerning? Tell me, let me know. I'm thick-skinned. This is a lot of AC lines and it's very crappy to have a leak. Give me your thoughts, guys. So we're gonna scrub it up, clean all this up so that we can touch everything, disconnect things. What's oily? Oil is a very good witness mark for what's been leaking. If there's no oil, generally, you're not leaking. Did one last clean. Cleaned everything just in case we're looking for leaks. I'm letting it all dry out. I scrubbed it all, scrubbed all these connections. We are going to replace the dryer, so I did want to clean all that. I just didn't want foreign debris. The fuel tank, always nasty. Fuel tank was, oh, I missed a spot. Cleaned up in the battery box just a little. It looks pretty good. This bay, my God, I just been in here wiping this the hell out. It's, yeah, see the little stuff right there. That, if I scrubbed it harder, I'm sure I could get it out of there. Boy, that looks a lot better. So here you go. Before I even start doing all this testing, let me have it with all of your procedures. Get that one comment that gives me all the info I need right after I open the wrong valve and shoot the Freon over to a different spot. Only one way to learn though. If you like this content, feel free to subscribe, comment, give me a little thumbs up. I do appreciate you watching it, and I appreciate you following along, and any insight that I get in the future, I'll take it.